I just wanted to come out here and record this. It's probably gonna be a super short video, but I essentially just wanted to tell you guys that it's possible. It's possible to pull it off, you know, no matter where you're at now in your journey, especially if you're kind of in that starting phase. You just have to believe that it's actually possible. Right? I pulled this off at the age of 17. I just turned 18 now, but I essentially just wanted to kind of quickly tell you guys kind of like one of the key things that allowed me to scale very, very quickly. You know, from being a broke high school dropout at 17 to now officially moving here in Dubai, paying 0% tax, and yeah, just living literally week by week. I'm map hopping penthouse to penthouse, which is kind of like a surreal experience, but I love it, right? And there's kind of like a few things that it kind of comes down to, and I essentially wanted to cover kind of like the main 3-4 things essentially. First of all, it is just to understand kind of like the rules to this game that we call life, alright? Because life is kind of like a video game, alright? It's kind of like Fortnite, honestly. Like, it is literally Fortnite. In order to get good at Fortnite, you have to understand how to play the game, essentially, right? How the game works, literally, how you fucking move the joysticks, you know, all that stuff, right? You have to understand kind of like the rules to it. But the same kind of principles apply to real life, essentially. So kind of like the way that I teach and also applied, you know, how to understand the rules of the game to myself was reading the book Reality Transurfing. Alright, so understanding kind of like the entire kind of energetic structure of the world, of the universe, essentially. Because what that essentially is going to allow you to do is to use that to your benefit and basically kind of manipulate that into bending your reality, right? Because once you understand like pendulums and excess potential, all these fancy words, right, and the meaning behind them, and you actually apply them into your life, you will essentially be free from, you will essentially free yourself from all negative bullshit out there that's gonna happen in your life, alright? Which is so key, alright? Because otherwise you're basically gonna have a lot of things going against you, which you don't really see why, alright? You don't really understand it. So that's why like that book essentially just teaches you how the world essentially works, right? How the universe works. And once you can start to manipulate that and apply all the other stuff in terms of like business, then your business will start to thrive. Now, the other thing that I also wanted to talk about is to just focus on inputs, you know, like just let go of the outcomes. Like just always focus on the booked calls, all right? This is what I teach my mentees as well. Keep focusing on the booked calls. Don't give a fuck if, you know, Johnny pays the $50 refundable deposit or not. Just focus on the inputs, all right? It's so damn important. Once you start letting go of the outcomes, you essentially release importance. And when there's no importance, then you're in balance, right? And when you're in balance, things just go your way, essentially. That's kind of how it works. It's pretty simple. And the other thing as well is just to do a fuck ton of volume, all right? So if you want to make a shit ton of money, you need to do a shit ton of volume, all right? It's like a direct correlation between the two. So if you want to make, you know, 50K a month and you're currently doing like 10K a month and you're, I don't know, cold calling 100 people, then you need like 5x input, essentially, right? Now, that was like a very like brief example, but essentially volume is the #1 thing that will take you there. I actually networked with another guy here in Dubai the other day, and he's doing around like 100K a month now with his agency, and they're doing about 40,000 cold SMS every single day, right? And me thinking that I'll get to 100K a month when I'm doing 10K SMS currently, and I'm making like 50K a month, it just kind of blew my mind, right? Like, I need to fucking up the volume, right? If I want to up the sales and up the amount of clients, I need to up the fucking volume, right? Like, it's literally like a direct correlation. It's just volume. And the other thing that I kind of want to talk about as well is to literally never get comfortable, right? No matter where you're at currently in your journey, I don't care if you're making fucking 50K a month, I don't care if you're making $5 an hour at a supermarket job, I literally don't give a fuck. But you have to never get comfortable, right? Always be growing. Because there's this guy that I actually networked with the other day at a restaurant. He does like e-com, he exited a few years ago and all that stuff. And the number one advice he could give me was to never get comfortable, because he went into that trap for a couple of years, and those years was the most depressing time of his entire fucking life, right? He had all the cars, he had legit all the money under the sun, he was literally making like 10K every single day, and he was depressed, right? He just wasn't fulfilled at all. And the reason why was because he was in a very limited environment, right? He was currently in, I think, the Netherlands, and there weren't really that many people that was, you know, operating at his level, right? Which is kind of why he decided to move to Dubai, because he realized that he got very comfortable on where he was at, right? And that's also why people say comfort kills, right? Because it generally fucking kills, right? You can never get comfortable. Even when I'm out here in Dubai, I'm still taking risks. I'm still changing my environment literally every single week right now. I might settle into a place, but I think we're gonna go to either Maldives or Bali very soon. So we'll see. But changing your environment is literally the number one biggest advice I could give you guys as well. Like, when I booked the flights from Oslo to Dubai here, I basically piffed 6K in the first 48 hours of landing here, which is fucking crazy, right? Simply because me taking that action allows me to just fucking bend reality, because the universe responds to who you're being. So if you're being that guy and you take action in alignment with that guy, then you fucking get rewarded for it, right? Exactly like what I did. So it's very simple, boys, but it isn't easy, right? And business is definitely not for everyone, all right? If you want it bad enough, you will fucking pull it off. Like, for example, with me, stuck for so many months, didn't get any clients for so many months, and at that same time there were people in the same kind of course that I was in who was also struggling, and, you know, for so many months didn't make it work, and they essentially quit, right? And I literally watched them quit right in front of my face, and that essentially just fueled me more, right? It gave me almost like more motivation to keep going, because I knew that if I just kept going, then I'll automatically win at some point, all right? Which is generally kind of how it works, because some of you guys just don't want it bad enough, right? But I wanted it bad enough, so I kept fucking going, and eventually things just kind of unfolded, right? And I swear, like, the exact same things will happen with you guys if you just keep going and just don't give up, right? Just use pure persistence all the way through, and you'll essentially end up here in Dubai as well very soon. Now, the other thing here as well is that you boys should get a mentor if you genuinely want to kind of speed run this entire fucking thing, all right? It doesn't have to be me. I obviously have like a mentorship, but it doesn't have to be me who mentors you guys. It can literally be anyone. But my biggest fucking advice that I could give you guys is to get a mentor who actively runs an agency himself, all right? I know too many people right now who preaches that they, you know, are a mentor that actually runs an agency, but they don't have any fucking proof of it, right? They don't have literally zero proof. So do your fucking diligence on whoever it is that, you know, you might consider to mentor you, and find out if that guy is just speaking BS or not, all right? Most of the time, those mentors who doesn't push a mentorship actively is usually the best type of mentors, right? I've had tons of people that I've just paid buttloads of money who doesn't even push for a mentorship at all. But usually those guys who like really push for the mentorship isn't really running an agency themselves actively, all right? No matter what the fuck they say, all right? So yeah, boys, that was essentially kind of it for this video. Didn't really want it to be like super long, but essentially, boys, the key message here is that you can fucking pull it off, right? I pulled this off at the age of 18 now, and it just shows you guys that it's fucking possible. Like, if I can pull it off at this age, you guys can too, right? It's literally never been fucking easier to make money online and start traveling and all that stuff. Like, it literally just comes down to the kind of key things that I talked about in this video. So understanding kind of the rules of the game, so you can kind of manipulate that and bend reality. And then, of course, just changing your environment, start traveling, and just never actually getting comfortable, right? Consistently invest in yourself as well. Personally, I've invested over 30K now into just myself through courses, multiple mentors, people who help me with acquisition channels, you know, literally everything. And that essentially just allows me to never get comfortable, right? Because once you get comfortable, you're fucked, boys. You're literally so fucked. So yeah, boys, that was essentially it for this video. I'm gonna go meet up with some few friends now for dinner. Sun is about to go down here in Dubai, and yeah, we'll speak soon.